Mm. And here's Tashi for a visit. Carol. Hey, Carol.
Hey, we have a new member in our class.
Yes, we do. This is Tashi.
The elusive Tashi.
Well, not as elusive as Kelly, but yeah, he's pretty elusive too. You know, he didn't used to be.
Mhm.
Over the years, he picked up her concerns, I guess.
You hope it doesn't work that way, but often enough it does.
Yeah, but he did. Dylan's been here for a week, so
Oh, lovely.
actually, Tashi did come out and let Dylan pick him up and pet him, and so that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he old enough to remember Dylan from years ago?
I I would think maybe he did. I don't know. He's 15. I don't know. Dylan hasn't really been around for most of that time. um, but apparently he wasn't threatening. So that
Right.
was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shelley said she was gonna be here.
Yeah. Did you hear her story?
No.
She fell and in such a way that she landed on the wheel of her rollator and broke a couple of ribs and lacerated her liver
Oh,
and spent a few days at the hospital while they made sure that everything was okay.
yep.
But she's home now.
Oh, so she might not be here.
Yeah, I talked to her on the phone. Yes, I don't know, yesterday, day before, probably.
Yeah.
Um, and she sounded okay, but
Yeah. Um, I had an email from her yesterday
yeah,
saying that she'd be on Zoom today, and that
yeah,
was all she said.
yeah.
So I didn't. uh, that's unfortunate, to say the least.
Yes.
Uh, Yeah, ribs that can be very painful.
Mhm.
So how are things in your world?
Well, I talked to you since John fell and spent his time in
Yeah,
the, yeah,
yeah,
so he's home and he's been sleeping late every day since he got home, making
yeah.
up for the not sleeping there, or maybe it's just feels more comfortable to be asleep.
That could be.
And I figured if he can sleep, fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, and let me see, the visiting nurse person came, and so I may get called into a phone call if he was going to set up physical therapy and occupational therapy, so I'm expecting them to call to let
Yeah.
us know when they're coming. So
Well, that's fine. If we need to pause, we'll pause.
yeah,
No problem.
and so yeah, and John's back is hurting more than it
Oh
did
no.
in the hospital or in the nursing home.
Ah,
So we're thinking, well, maybe we need to replace his chair.
well, that could be.
I mean, it seems comfortable for him, but if the result is his back hurts more, maybe we need to think about something else.
Yeah.
The, the one at the nursing home he found very comfortable, and it was motorized, so that raising and lowering the feet, he didn't have to do anything. He could just
Yeah.
so we may
That
be
might,
moving into a motorized, um, possibly. My mom has one that's motorized so that it raises and lowers the leg, the feet, but also it will boost you out of the chair.
oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
If you're having trouble standing up.
yeah. John doesn't think he's ready for that, but that we might want to get one that can do that
Yeah.
so that um, it's an option.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
But so when he gets up, he's gonna call the Harbor Village and ask them the make and model of that chair
oh, good.
and where they buy them.
That's a good idea. I mean, if
Yeah,
it was that comfortable, then that's a really good idea. Uh,
because going around chair shopping
uh,
is not something that's going to work very well.
no, and that's something you can really do online. I mean, you can look at chairs online, but you
Yeah,
can't sit in them online.
right,
Uh,
right.
well, I hope somebody there can answer that question.
Yeah. I
Well,
should we text Shelley or give her a call?
well, let me just see if what what there is. If I put on my glasses,
Mm.
amazing what that can do for you.
It is. It makes me glad I haven't
So,
had cataract surgery yet because I just wear glasses all the time.
yeah, well, shall Hey, Shell, it's David. I'm all right. How are you? I hear you've had an experience. Yeah, I think that would be a wise thing. Uh, oh, it was great. We had a good time. It was interesting. I'm gathering you're not coming to class today. Okay. Well, um, I am recording, so you can look at that later. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, just take it easy, and I hope you feel better soon. And I'll call another time we can talk. Well, that's good. That's good. Okay. Well, you're welcome, Shell. You take care, sweetie. Bye. She's still feeling a little dizzy, so she's not going to try to Zoom with us.
Good. Well, not good. Good that she takes care of herself if she's
Yeah,
feeling dizzy.
she sounded pretty positive. Um,
She
uh,
always sounds positive. Well, with us.
with us anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
Um,
I know she has meltdowns, what she calls meltdowns, but
yeah, well, how can you not in that situation?
yeah, I would think I would be. I don't know what I would be.
I don't think I don't think any of us know what we'd be in that situation until we have to face it.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful that I'm where I am and not some other places or conditions.
Yes.
Well, let us begin then.
Yes. No sound at all came through over Zoom.
I beg your pardon?
No sound at all came through over Zoom with that.
You're kidding. Oh, that's interesting. I thought turned this on, but obviously, I guess I must have turned it off. You know, um, I forgot I restarted at one point because I couldn't get my Logitech to work, and I forgot that turned it off. You want me to do it again?
No.
So I have edited the practice you've been working on. Your comment was, I think, very accurate. There are parts of it are too long for many people. Um, if your breath was very slow and you were moving very slowly, it might have been fine, but that's not where everybody is. So I've done a major editing of
Oh,
this.
oh, good, because there are parts in the end of it that I would really like to practice, but I'm done before then.
Yeah. So I
And I can't draw it out, or it doesn't feel right to just keep doing.
no, no, I completely understand. um, and so I, I was I was glad you said that because it made me. I think I was aware of it already, but it I'm sure pushed me into hopefully doing something about it.
Yeah.
So
Um, are you putting, um, the other thing I didn't say was, um, you give a cue when to move into from 2 to 3, and you give the cue to move into 7, but none in the others. So it's kind of, well,
so
was he intending this to be
what
here?
I what I have tried to do with this now is to set it up so that I follow you
Ah,
with that rather than you trying to follow me. So if you get, let's say, to 3 before I've reached that point in my notes, I will edit and go ahead with what we're doing in 3. So I'm going to try to space this out to work with your movement rather than you having to try to work with what I'm saying.
that would be good. That would,
So hopefully that will be better. We'll see.
we'll
I
see.
I think I've worked it out pretty well. I've tried to. I've certainly got it. One thing I've done is I really managed to equal out all of the sections so
Mhm.
that there aren't some that are longer or shorter than others. So, um,
And I will try to breathe and move slowly. I
well,
tend to be,
let
yeah,
yourself slow as much as is reasonable for you, but
yeah.
uh, don't don't make yourself become breathless.
Mhm.
So, um, would you like to stand and do a flow?
Yes.
So just stand for a minute. Find your basic structure. And just allow your mind to get inside your body. And allow it to go through every place in your body. So sinking through, feeling everything from crown of head to fingertips to toes. And down to the bubbling well point on your feet. And sinking, if you can, into your etheric body below your feet. And being aware of your etheric body, both above your head and below your feet. And endeavoring to keep by way at the top of your head and the lower dantian and the bubbling well points on your feet and the etheric body below your feet stable. And allow your breathing to be very easy and smooth and quiet. And you can do either reverse breathing at this point or continue with ordinary breathing, whichever you prefer or whichever feels right. And when you are ready, begin movement 2 of Gods. Relax your eyes and allow them to be focused on what you're seeing inside of you, so that your vision becomes internal and your awareness enters your body. Begin focusing on activating the yin and yang meridian surfaces of your legs and your arms. Twisting in when your arms are bending, and twisting towards the yang surfaces when your arms are extending. Begin stabilizing in the boundaries of your etheric body above your head, and start opening up that field so you're feeling how your hands are integrating your etheric body in front of you and to the sides and in back of you. And wherever inside your etheric body you feel a blockage, ice to water, water to gas. So now begin to let your whole body lengthen. Still twisting as you lengthen. And since you're working with the etheric body all around your physical body, you can start letting that etheric body expand. But at the same time, let the tissues within your body begin to lengthen. And as you go into another movement, you're still focusing on that lengthening. And your etheric body expanding and contracting as your physical body expands and contracts. They're co-joined. So focus on rotating the arms and legs, outward and inward. When your hands come towards you, inward. When your hands go away from you, outward. At 12, inward. At 3, outward. At 6, inward. At 9, outward. And at 12, inward. When you feel that your rotations are stable, start twisting your arms and legs instead of merely rotating them. And also check, is your breathing smooth and easy? Are you still subtly connected to the boundary of your etheric body below your feet and above your head? Is the bending and stretching of your arms causing your etheric field to extend out slightly when you stretch your arms, and to come in slightly when you bend your arms? And in the process, making everything within the etheric field stronger. And as the etheric field grows stronger, do you have any blockages? Do you have any? Just dissolve and keep on doing everything else. And when you release a blockage in your etheric field, let it drop. And then continue. And when you do finish dissolving downward, immediately seamlessly start dissolving upwards. Also dissolving your etheric field, going upwards. And now if you can, begin to spiral your arms and your legs. Or just continue to twist your arms and legs. But make sure that everything is rotating so that nothing in your body is getting stuck. And you're going, as you're going up and down. Remember, when your hands get down to the bottom and go out to the sides, The object is to open up your etheric body to the sides, as well as to cause every lateral movement of physical tissue inside your physical body. Now start paying attention to your breathing. Is it becoming smooth and soft and coordinating with all the other Neigong? And if it is, you could start doing reverse breathing if you like. As best you can, try to focus on the chi that's inside your breath. For this, you have to let your intent inside your body travel along your nerves. Recognizing how the chi and the breath are moving together. Now have your mind settle directly into the chi more than the breath. Feel the chi rising up your body and down your body. Although your breath and chi are two different things, you can make them go together, or you can have them going as strong independently as they can with your mind just moving your chi. They don't have to be in coordination. Begin to open and close all your joints and all your cavities. Is it your chi that's opening and closing your joints, or the opening and closing of your joints that is moving your chi? And now connect the current from the center of one joint to the next joint until the opening and closing of your joints is creating another chi movement inside your body that's very clear and very distinct. And now add getting all your cavities to start opening and closing. The cavities of your body at the back of your knees, your qua, your midriff, your armpits, your throat, your solar plexus, and your dantian, all moving together until your lower dantian starts pushing, and it's your lower dantian that determines the speed at which your cavities pulse. Now, two movements that determine a lot are the bending and bowing of your spine. So bend your spine to bend your arms. Open the C curve of your spine to open your arms. Are you still connected stably above your head and below your feet? Now bending and bowing the spine is how you're going to connect all the lengthening, all the opening and closings in yourself to directly moving the chi. Where do you want your chi to go? Let your spine be the director, telling your chi where to go. And remember, it's your mind moving inside your spine that's really doing it. And as you get all of these together, wrap the fascia of your body. Wrap the back to the front to the back, until they are stable. And pay attention to the boundary of your etheric body, front, back, and sides. The trick to doing all the Neigong together is to relax your mind. It is that when your mind relaxes enough, your unconscious mind is actually going to give the commands. And each time that you get near the end of your 20 movements, just check where you are, because somewhere around the 18th one or so, you need to have some awareness of how you transition into the next movement of God's. And you want the transition to be smooth. Make the transition into movement 7 as smooth as you can. Going right into 7 without pausing or taking a few breaths. And activate the spine from the back when you're going down, and from the front when you're going up and backward. And you're making the spine go around, the spiral go around your spine. That's causing everything in your body to rotate, your arms and your torso. But you want to have the sense of your tailbone being very stably directed downward towards the earth. And it's not moving from side to side. Everything in your body is going to move your spine, but the spine has to have a stability point. And that stability point is your pelvis and tailbone. It's very important to not try and push that extra bit to release something that's tight. Just go to your 70%. In doing the spiral, The chi will constantly transit from the left side to the right side of your brain and the right side to the left and back to front and front to back. And let your eyes continue to relax. Even if they're closed, don't have a sense of straining your eyeballs. When you make the circle forward, it's going to be the bending of the posterior spine. But when you start to lift, you have to be going up, lifting from the front of your spine, the anterior part. And close whenever you're ready.
That was very nice.
Yeah, that seemed to work pretty well.
Yes, yes. I think I'll be able to practice with that a little bit better,
Um, you seem
assuming we
much,
don't have any more crises.
yeah, you seem much more comfortable and relaxed when you were doing it today. Um,
I did. My left side of my back did tighten up with three,
hmm.
and I eventually it calmed down by the end. But and when I went the other direction, I did it smaller.
Good.
So I think that's it doesn't always tighten, which indicates to me that I don't always do it so extremely
Yeah.
or
Y-
not straighten. I think I may just not get out of the C curve
Yeah.
enough.
Well, I think that's exactly what I would have said to you is that, to make sure that you're not over rotating
Hmm.
and indeed, um, I don't know why I had difficulty with making myself consistently straighten in three to the sides. Um,
Yeah. Well, it feels like the whole thing is staying round, but then there's no.
it's and that's part of the difficulty of that movement is that if you do straighten at 3 and 9, how do you round the corner to continue? So it's yeah, and it's easier on one side than the other.
Yeah, or going one way than
Well,
the
it's
other.
easier
Maybe I should.
going towards 6 than it is going to
Yeah,
12. Yeah.
I may try also starting. I always start to my right. Maybe I will start to my left
Hmm.
and see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, I don't think it would make a great deal of difference.
Well, except that the pain always comes up on the left side
No, no, I mean, I think
for the
that's fine to do
yeah,
for that reason because I don't think it makes any difference energetically in the long run.
yeah.
So, good. That I will say your movements looked smoother and I don't know, I felt more of a sense of power in what you were doing today.
Well, it is useful for me to have the narration
Mm-hmm.
because of trying to remember all the different things.
Yeah.
And usually I just go blank and can't remember any of them or
I,
or get distracted. But with the narration, I don't I don't do as much getting distracted.
yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's a help for all of us as we're working on this. So I'm glad that I managed to remember to record and to shorten everything.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it too. I'm glad you said something because uh, that's helpful communication for all of us. I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll help Shelley too. So, um, any anything in your form?
I can't think of anything. I've been While John was in the facility in London, I
Uh-huh.
realized I could just drive straight down Ocean Beach and go to Ocean Avenue, or whatever that's called, and go to Ocean Beach.
Yeah.
So I did that one day, and then yesterday after church, I just just went to the beach and did the flow on the beach.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, the weather was pretty nice yesterday.
Yeah, it was a little breezy, and which was nice because it created some nice waves. But I wore a hat this time,
Well, that was a good idea.
and my long coat breaks the wind very nicely.
Oh, good.
So it was very
I
good.
I have done a lot of in the past did a lot of practicing on the beach when I was living in over in that area,
Mm.
closer to the beach, and could drive.
Yes, yes.
Not driving limits somewhat where I go.
Quite a bit, I would think. Yes.
From here, yes. It's all right. I've got a nice yard and road to walk on,
Yeah,
and
good places to walk through there.
yeah, I actually our new driveway has become kind of a walking track. It's reasonably smooth. I don't have to worry about tripping. It's
Hmm.
has its advantages. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't really have anything else at the moment.
Um, I don't either. So,
That's fine. I have to have another doctor's appointment a little bit later, so um,
yeah, I have a book group
ah,
at 1:30.
what book are you doing?
We just finished reading, it's called The News of the World,
Hmm.
and it's a historical fiction set in Texas after the Civil War,
Huh.
and it's a man who travels around Texas reading newspapers in you
Huh.
know in a public setting,
Oh,
charging
wow.
charging a dime a piece.
Uh-huh.
So um, and sharing the news of the world with the people in Texas.
Wow.
And he is someone has requested and I guess and paid him $50 to transport a young woman, a girl who uh, who had been captured by the Indians and has since been rescued, the Kiowa, and he's bringing her from northern Texas down to San Antonio area.
Uh-huh.
So it's their travels
Huh.
and him stopping and teaching her English because she was captured when she was like 6 or so, and it becomes obvious that her family was German.
Huh.
So anyway, it's a good story. It's not very long, but it's a nice story.
Cool. Interesting.
We're supposed to come up with suggestions for next year.
Uh-huh.
Everybody brings in a couple of suggestions of books, and I was kind of thinking that last year I had a bunch of suggestions, and three, a couple of two or three of mine were selected to be read.
Uh-huh.
And today, this year, I sort of like I haven't read anything worth suggesting, or at least haven't remembered anything.
um, it actually, if you want a spy story, I'm in the middle of one called The Spy Coast, by a woman uh, author, and I'm really enjoying it. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's quite a tale. um, so you might think about that one.
The other one, okay, Valerie Plame, the CIA agent who was outed by a Bush uh, jerk,
uh,
has written a book, and I listened to an interview with her, and it was very interesting. So maybe I'll see if that's around. I might
yeah.
like to read that.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you find some really good things to suggest.
Well, and there are a dozen other people in the group, so
Oh, that's good.
maybe not that many, eight or so.
Ah,
So um,
the,
it's usually a pretty nice mix of uh, there's one guy in the group who really only wants to read fiction, nonfiction,
uh-huh.
and there's a woman who really only wants to read fiction. So the best idea is to get either fiction about something real or really well written nonfiction.
Yeah. Well, it's all there.
It's all there. Just have to find it and make sure it's not 500 pages or 400 pages or more. I don't read all of them. We did one, a biography on Abigail Adams, and it was a 400 plus page book,
Oh, wow.
and I found it mostly tedious.
Yeah.
So I got through the first 100 or so, maybe as much as 200 pages, and just Yes, it was great. It was in terms of it was based on her letters and correspondence and all this. But
Time to scan.
uh, yeah, or just
Well, and
but,
every book doesn't interest everybody, you know,
true.
and so I think everybody has to recognize that. And
Mhm.
um, once in a while, you find one that everybody enjoys, but
Yeah, I suspect everyone will have enjoyed this one.
yeah.
And we read the Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Um, she was a Black woman who had cervical cancer, and her cancer cells are such that they don't die.
Ooh.
So they're still alive and being used in medical research
Ah. Huh.
and proliferated all over the world and currently right now. I mean, it probably some of her cells were used in developing the COVID vaccines.
Ah.
They were used for polio, the polio
Wh-
vaccines
when did she live?
in the 50s, I think it was
Uh huh. Wow.
50s, maybe early 60s in Baltimore because it was in Johns Hopkins.
Uh huh.
And so the book is a combination of the science of this
Yeah.
and also the author trying to connect with the humans, her descendants,
Yeah.
primarily her daughter,
Huh.
um, and how the medical profession really did a horrible job of communicating to her family what this was about.
Oh, God.
You know, they were a poor Black family, and it was the time of the Tuskegee syphilis,
Hmm.
whatever the word is for that thing, that,
Hmm.
that horror. And the Black community certainly didn't trust the medical community, and the medical community couldn't seem to understand that they had to tell people in language they would understand, not in this highfalutin technical terms or condescending nothing terms. So
Yeah.
anyway, it was an interesting book, and everybody,
I'll bet. Wow. It sounds like it. Huh. That's interesting. I had never heard about that.
yeah. Well, I would recommend it if you like a little. It's nonfiction,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Wow.
it's very human.
Sounds very human. Well, good. Well, I hope John wakes up feeling well.
Thank you. Me too.
And I hope you
I
feel
haven't
well.
heard any rumbling, so I think he's still asleep.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
that's probably good for him, this point.
I'm assuming it is.
Good. Well, you take care and we'll have a nice Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going, if John's feeling up for it, we're going over to my sister's for the day.
Uh-huh.
And then Hillary and family are coming Friday
Uh-huh. Oh,
for
good.
the weekend. So that will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be bringing their dog,
Oh,
which
nice.
is a mixed blessing.
Oh. Well, you have to just experience those grand puppies when you have a chance.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay.
take care.
And you too.
All right, say hi to John.
I will. Say hi to Jane.
I
And
will.
is Dylan gone now?
Yeah, he left day before yesterday. But he was around for 8 days,
Oh,
off and
that's
on.
great.
And we had some wonderful times. He was really wonderful, although he he came down with a like a 12-hour intestinal something or other, which unfortunately he shared with Jane.
Oh dear.
And she was sick a couple of days later. But other than that, he was great. He did some, did some things around the
Mhm.
house and property for us, and he was just great company.
Yeah.
He, he was our troubled child when he was
Mhm.
really young, but he's turned out to be a really good young man.
Mhm. Yes. Sometimes adulting is really good for people.
Yes, absolutely. That was a case where that was true.
Well,
Well,
bye.
take care.
You too.
Bye bye.